from the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, Outdoor Oklahoma.
Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. You know, if you were a fly on the wall inside the Wildlife Department headquarters here in Oklahoma City, you'd soon hear a couple words we use often: recruitment and retention. You see, we're not just in the business of managing for wildlife here, we're in the business of introducing as many new people to the sports of hunting and fishing as we can, as well as finding ways for those that already enjoy the sport to continue hunting and fishing for years to come. Well, quite honestly, it's the latter of these two groups that can be the most challenging. And oftentimes a hunter may need a booster shot to remind them of the excitement and the intrigue of being a brand new hunter. Today we'll introduce you to a friend of ours, Dwayne Campbell, who's hunted most of his life, but it was by stumbling onto an unexplored type of hunting that's breathed new life into him and has him once again excited about being a hunter.
I grew up out in the Panhandle in Guyman. Bird hunted most of my life, pheasant, quail, dove. Never really did much deer hunting or coyote hunting, even though there's a lot of coyotes out there. It wasn't until I moved to the city that I really started doing much deer hunting, and in between the seasons I met up with some guys that liked to coyote hunt. Thought that'd be a good way to fill in the seasons that I don't have. You know, any kind of hunting you do, be it waterfowl, duck, goose, deer, anything, it's a challenge in learning the process of the hunting. I am a hunter education instructor, and one of the things we talk about in hunter education is knowing your game, knowing your quarry, and it's a challenge no matter what you're hunting to do that. And one of the methods, or one of the stages of a hunter, is a method hunter. And in that stage you learn how to think like the animal you're after, and you learn the calls and the situations where those animals are going to be, and it's a challenge to just go out and learn from others, and then go out by yourself and put those things you've learned into practice and actually be successful at what you're doing, no matter what you're hunting. It doesn't really matter. I work at Bass Pro Shop part-time behind the gun counter, and one of the guys that I work with was talking about this website, Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association, that he goes to quite a bit, and all the information that's available there. And so that evening I went home and looked them up, and sure enough they have some really good forums and chat rooms and whatnot that you can speak with guys all over the state and the country and get some good information about predator hunting. And it was just chance of luck, you know, talking to people that you're around all the time. You find out that they know something that, you know, you'd really be interested in it. And since then I've been coyote hunting quite a bit and fairly successful, and it's just a lot of fun and gives you a chance to use all those expensive firearms you buy during the year and practice your skills and make yourself a better hunter throughout the year, no matter what season you're hunting. Found out about their hunt in Poto, ended up deciding to go down to that. Got down there and met those guys that I'd seen screen names for, and ended up talking to and becoming great friends with the guy that lived actually less than a mile from my house in Edmond. His name's Mike Townsend. Mike and I have been hunting several times together, and I've learned a whole lot from Mike. I've got a spot in northern Oklahoma that I've hunted several times for coyotes, before and even after I had gone to their seminar and their hunt in Poto, and hadn't been successful, even though it's a great looking spot and you know that there's coyotes out there. And Mike texted me one day and wanted to go hunting, and we just decided to go up to this spot. Mike set out his call, and just, you know, there's a whole lot that goes along with the confidence that you get when you do this. And I think his confidence made it happen, but we sit down and he ended up, I didn't actually get to shoot one, but he ended up shooting 2 that day, and it was kind of a bittersweet moment for me, because I'd been there numerous times, and then I take somebody that I'd just met, and he ends up taking the first 2 off of this spot, which is fine. I didn't have a problem with that at all, but it's just kind of funny that, and like I said, the confidence, I think, is what made the difference, in that, you know, I had been there before, and I was confident, but Mike knew the ins and outs. He just felt like he was going to get a coyote, and dang if he didn't get 2, so.
Well, I'm now joined by Eric Bartholomew, and Eric, you are our newly appointed fur bear biologist for the state. Now, you've been with the department for a little while, but this is a new position for you.
Yeah, in my previous position I did primarily private landowner work, and actually with the new one I'm excited I get to still work with private landowners. You know, 95% of the state is in private hands, and so, you know, a lot of the fur bearer management that would be going on private lands, and so and I'm glad I get to continue those opportunities.
Sure. You know, when we talk about fur bearer opportunities in Oklahoma, I kind of tend to gravitate towards the big 2, the coyotes and the bobcat opportunities. And there certainly are plenty of opportunities for that. Coyotes open year-round. Bobcats a little bit different, though.
Yeah, bobcats have a 3-month season. It's the months of December, January, and February. And during those periods you can hunt and or trap them.
Okay.
Both.
Now, what are some of the other species that'll fall under your responsibility?
We're looking at otters, beavers, skunks, possums, raccoons, and, you know, occasionally we get some mink too.
Really? Okay. Well, that's quite a bit. Now, you mentioned river otters, and that's quite a success story here in this state.
Right. You know, in the late 80s, early 90s there, we released a bunch of otters. I think it was 16 pairs, if I remember correctly, down in the southeast part of the state. And really, they took it on hold, and they've really expanded. You can now trap otters in 13 counties within Oklahoma, and the limit right now is 2 on them. And you know, we just had a report of one captured just here west of Oklahoma City, there in Canadian County.
Wow. So look for a river otter near you soon, huh?
That's right.
Now, are there any special requirements for river otters other than having it tagged by the end of the season? Do you need to call a warden or call a biologist when you get one?
You know, if it's bycatch or something, and if you capture it accidentally and it's alive, you know, it'd be best to let it go if you're not in one of the 13 counties that it's legal to trap them in. Otherwise, yeah, I would recommend contacting a warden, and he would be able to inform you on what you could do with that otter.
So, other than that one that was found in Canadian County, are we kind of monitoring where and how far these river otters are expanding?
Yeah, actually, a graduate student from OSU just finished up a research project on river otters, and he was amazed at how much they've expanded westward.
And that's just in less than 20 years or so.
Right.
Who knows where they'll be in another 20.
Right.
When we talk about bobcats and coyotes, again, the regulations are a little different. Coyotes being year-round, bobcats have a little bit different situation, though. You've got to tag them, is that right?
Yeah, bobcats and otters both actually have to be tagged within the state. And the reason for that is that they get exported. You know, they're highly regulated worldwide, and so those tags have to be on there if you're going to you know, sell them, or even if you want to keep them for your own personal use. Say, for example, you harvest a bobcat and it's a real pretty cat and you want to get it mounted. It would be best if you had that cat tagged as well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's required, and then number two, just for reporting purposes. You know, that's the way we get a handle on our population, is how many cats are tagged each year. At all the fur sales, all the fur dealers have to keep track of how many cats they tag, and then how much time was spent in the pursuit of those animals.
Okay.
That gives us an estimate on, you know, how many animals are out there and how much work had to go into harvesting those animals.
So on years where we have really big turnouts for our fur sales, and those numbers indicate that the hours spent chasing them were kind of low, then that means our fur bear numbers are really high then.
Right.
You mentioned earlier that over 95% of the states in private ownership. But there is quite a bit of opportunity on our public lands.
Right, we have 77 wildlife management areas in the state, and on those, you know, the regulations differ between each one. So I would encourage anyone to, you know, look at our regulations before you went out there to hunt them. But most people think of deer, turkey, quail when they hunt on our wildlife management areas. And so, you know, a lot of time could be filled in on those hunts, you know, in the evenings or something like that, or even early morning, you know, trying to pursue and do some predator calling for those coyotes and bobcats.
So when you go on your next quail hunt, don't forget to take your 243 too.
There you go, right.
All right, very good. Well, I wish you all the luck and success with your new position, and the future's bright for fur bears in Oklahoma.
That's right.
All right, thanks.
Join us again here in just a little bit on Bubba Coyote Busters. Be sure to tip your waitress. Remember, we'll be here all week. I hope not. It feels like we've been here a week already.
Now let's rejoin Dwayne as he makes his way to Poto, Oklahoma for the annual Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association meeting.
When I pulled into Poto, it's a nice little town. First of all, I'd never been there, that far southeast Oklahoma.
Good. How are you? Here's what we put together. Regulations.
Enjoy your hunt.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Glad to be here. 317. Here we go. Well, this thing going.
Got in, set your stuff down, and from then on, it was just a constant thing of seminars or get-togethers or meetings, or, you know, learn how to call. They had call makers there, custom call makers. You could go out and watch them actually turn some of the fancier calls.
That's the basics of how it's done.
Do you do anything special with the inside?
Yeah, that's not even finished. That's just, we'll have to do a lot of work on that one because it's got a big knot
Some
in
of
it.
the seminars you could go to were Byron South and Tony Toobies, and a lot of the stuff was sponsored by Fox Pro. Fox Pro makes great electronic calls.
Most of the people that know me know that I'm the kind of person I'm always going to support the sport of predator hunting. Anytime I get the opportunity to do that, I do it with door prizes and any little thing like that to help the sport of predator hunting. You know, look forward to doing it again next year.
You just sit and you listen to these guys that have hunted for a long time, a lot longer than I have. Listen to the mistakes they made, listen to the things that they've done right and how that's been successful, and you just take that away with you and you learn a lot. And just sitting around in between the seminars talking with people was a great resource that I didn't really plan on at that time.
The reason I have with this one is just so it don't sound like a dominant coyote, so you don't scare the younger ones off. I had real good success with it. I've used it in the World Coyote Calling Championships, although I didn't have any luck, but I'm confident enough to use it there. So. And
Give her a try there.
Early in the morning, you'd hook up with somebody you were going hunting with, and the people of Poto in that area all came together and gave us all places that we can hunt. You'd get up, meet with them, go out to the spot to hunt, watch how they set up stuff, watch how they place their calls, which calls they used, and so on. And successful enough, you still learn a lot.
There's a Sonic right there, there's a McDonald's right there.
That big coyote, and you just kind of revel in their experience that they had. And it wasn't just everybody there was an excellent hunter. You know, it was people like me and other people that just heard about it or saw it and decided they wanted to go, and everybody was learning. So the Predator Hunters Association, I think, is probably one of the largest associations in the nation. I don't know that for a fact. Once you get into it, you're going to find a lot of people across the nation that are into predator hunting. And it's for the reasons we talked about before, that you can keep your skill level up, and it's something that you can occupy your hunting desire with during the time when seasons aren't open. And one thing I did learn from all those seminars was that there's no hard, fast rules for predator hunting. It's one thing may work one day and it may not work at all the next day. So you have to be flexible, and you have to, if something's not working, the next stand, try something different. And one reason I do enjoy predator hunting is you're not out all day in one spot if you don't want to be. A typical stand may be anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. It just, if you're not getting something in that period of time, then move to a different spot. Move to a different area to call. Get upwind, downwind, whatever. It's just a fluid thing that you have to try different things to make it happen. One of the things we talk about in our hunter safety classes is how you owe it to whatever animal you're out there hunting to be the best at that sport that you can be, and that means being the most proficient with your firearm, being the best shot that you can be, knowing your game, knowing the differences between your game and the likes and dislikes of your game. Predator hunting is just a facet of being a hunter. Obviously, I still like to turkey hunt, I still like to dove hunt, I still like to upland game hunt, and I still love to deer hunt. But predator hunting is just something that emphasizes all of those and keeps, like we talked about before, your skill level up and makes you the best that you can be at that game. The seminar and the hunt at Poto was a wonderful thing, and I would recommend anybody that is even remotely interested in getting into predator hunting, or whether you've been doing it all your life, to make an effort to get on the website, find out when the next seminar hunt is.
A little bit more wood when you get the people with longer fingers. It leaves a little more wood out there instead of having that groove. It's got a little wood already. Like I think.
Really emphasizes and makes me want to be out there even more. And that seminar hunt that they do is just a wonderful catalyst to make all that happen.
Hi, I'm Mike Townsend of the Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association, and I want to personally invite you to come visit us at okpredatorhunters.com. The Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association is a collection of avid hunters who believe and love in this predator hunting sport, and our mission statement is to continue to spread this sport across the state. The Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association has an online forum at okpredatorhunters.com, and the beauty of this forum is it's a collection of about 100 different active predator hunting members that get online and share various information, and it's just a wealth of information, and it can take your learning curve and your success rate in predator hunting to a new level. I started predator hunting probably about 6-7 years ago, and as most people who start predator hunting, I got a video. I would get a hand call, some of the basic equipment, and I would go out there and start doing my wah, 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 and I probably had 30 or 40 stands of frustration of actually finding the time in a busy schedule, getting out and not actually calling a coyote. What really worked well for me is when I connected with the Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association. I got some valuable insight online about how to set up my stands. I connected with other predator hunters in the area that I was able to go out with and have some first-hand knowledge and sharing. And the next thing you know, my setups were getting better, my calling sequences, hand calls, my electronic calls, my equipment that I was purchasing was of better quality and better results. And the sport is so much more enjoyable when you're having results. We're excited at the Predator Hunting Club to get new people in the organization and share our knowledge to make your predator hunting time have better results and more enjoyable. So once again, I personally invite you to come join us, OklahomaPredatorHunters.com.
Well, I hope that you'll take the guys from the Oklahoma Predator Hunters Association up on their offer to give you a leg up in the world of predator hunting. After all, since coyotes are open year-round, every day is opening day. Thanks for joining us. For all of us at your wildlife department, I'm Todd Craighead, and we'll see you somewhere new next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.